All right, everybody, welcome back to the What Is This Blank podcast on Anchor, Apple, Spotify, YouTube now. You can catch some of our episodes blowing up over there, so make sure you go and check it out so you can say you knew us when. That'd be pretty cool. Then always don't forget we got the Instagram, the Twitter, and now TikTok as well. So you can find us on all those things. Just search What Is This Blank and you'll find us. So this week we are talking about the 1980, Kevin? 1987 movie Over the Top, starring Sylvester Stallone. He is a trucker just trying to make his way through life, and he has to go pick up his son from military school because his mom is sick and it's time for him to go home. So that's what he's got to do. And also, while he's a trucker, he's also apparently a world-class arm wrestler, we find out. And the movie culminates into him going into like a world championship for arm wrestling. And apparently in the trucker world, arm wrestling's huge, guys. It's a thing. You know, if you're a trucker, you have to arm wrestle. That's just how it is. If you don't arm wrestle as a trucker, then get off the fucking road. That's what I got from the movie. So,
and don't fuck with
Robert Loggia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Robert Loggia.
R.
Robert Loggia.
Oh. As in, oh my God, it's
Robert Loggia.
I stole that from Family Guy. Okay, so the movie kind of starts off where you see the kid in the military school, and you see they keep going to Sylvester Stallone as the trucker. And it's the kid's graduation, or it's the end of the year, the semester or something at military school, and everybody's parents are there, and they're all happy and all this type of shit. And little Sylvester Stallone kid's like, where's I don't know where I am. I don't have any. So he goes to the office or something like that. I can't remember what it was now. And then he's waiting for his. Oh no, he gets called to the office, and there is some people that are waiting to pick him up, which are from his grandpa. But also, while this is happening, Sylvester Stallone pulls up in his dirty old beat up semi truck, pulls it right up front, and the funny thing that I thought is he first drives up in this truck. There's nothing on the truck. And the guys at the military base go, delivery's in the back. What's he delivering? There's nothing attached to his truck. What do you think he's delivering? And then he's like, I'm here to pick up my son. Oh, all right, go ahead. It's like, what? I mean, you check anything out first? Or just going to let the dirty trucker drive through? All right, whatever. So maybe he recognized him from the arm wrestling world and he knew that he's legit. The guard is a closet trucker.
Oh, that's Lincoln Hawk.
Yeah. Go get him, Hawk. So he pulls up, and it's funny because he pulls up in a semi, and as he's getting out, there's limousines everywhere. Everybody that goes to this little military school is super rich. They are all going home in limousines and expensive cars, and Rolls Royces and Bentleys and everything. And he pulls up in this semi truck. It's all dirty. No, actually, he washed it, didn't he? He washed it. That was a scene.
Oh, he
that
washed
was a
it.
Scene. You know what, guys? I just realized something. I'm not ready to do this podcast. Hold up.
Oh, God. Whoa, back. He's off.
You're a machine.
Now I'm ready for this podcast. Now I'm ready. Okay.
Oh.
If you haven't seen the movie, that's how Sylvester Stallone gets ready to arm wrestle. He's got his hat on normal, and then when it's time to go, he turns it around.
It's like a switch. It's like a switch.
That's right. It's like a switch. You gotta do it with your ass like you gotta switch. So that's verbatim, by the way. You can look up the script of the movie. So, so he gets it's at school. Everybody's rich. And they're all looking at him like, "Oh God, oh look at this dirty person over here. What's he doing? Oh God, oh God, look at him. Oh God, look at him. Oh my, oh you dirty filthy. What is he doing?" So, anyways, so he goes to pick him up, and he goes to the principal's or the dean's office or whatever it would be at those schools, the captain, whatever. And he's like, Michael, this is your father. He's here to take you home. The kid is not pleased at all. He wants to go home with his rich grandpa, not his dirty trucker dad, who he doesn't ever see. So he reluctantly ends up going with his father, and he's got to get back in time because his mom's sick. She's going in for a surgery, and we got to get back to see mom. Okay, he's like, "Oh, yeah, Michael, you go about, yeah. Oh, you got in the truck." So they drive, and along the way, they go to a truck stop in the middle of the day, mind you. In the middle of the damn day, they pull into this truck stop and go into it, and it is full. It is full. It's like a bar truck stop, and it's full of truckers drinking beer, having a good old time in the middle of the day. And if you've ever been on the interstate, the truckers are not in bars in the middle of the day. They're driving. So he's sitting there just trying to mind his own business, have lunch with his kid. Mikey, you gotta have burger. This is the burger. And he's like, and Michael's like, "Burgers and steaks are not good for you. I want vegetables in this. Don't give me meat." "You should try this steak. It's really good." So sitting there minding their own damn business, and here comes if you're a wrestling fan, guy looked like almost like Sid Vicious, or and he comes up, he's like, "I want to take you. Let's go now." He's like, "I'm trying to have lunch with my kid." He's like, "Oh, I get you. Let's go now." So ergo, he finally decides to go and arm wrestle this guy in the back of this restaurant. Smasher. And of course, the whole time's like, Michael's like, "What is happening? I don't know what's going on." He's trying to look over all the group of people to see what's happening. And that's when he sees his dad arm wrestle this guy. And he knows that his dad's not quite what he thought. He's also a bully. So okay, so that goes on, and they drive and they bond. They bond over arm wrestling. They go to another place where he makes his kid arm wrestle. That's a whole thing. And then Grandpa comes and steals the kid, kidnaps him. And Stallone's got to chase him down. He drives the truck crazy through the streets, and then they have to go somewhere. And then I think Michael then escapes somehow, but then Sylvester Stallone's like, "Well, but I gotta go to Las Vegas. I gotta go to the World Champion. I gotta win the truck. My son will love me again if I win this truck." So he goes there in the arm wrestling. Okay, we'll get to the arm wrestling and the ending part a little later. What you guys got?
This movie is the sweatiest movie I've ever seen. Every scene, I'm like, "Oh my God, how sweaty could these people possibly be?"
It's shiny the entire movie. He's this shiny.
Everybody is, though. Everybody is sweaty. It's gotta be just the hottest. Every building is 100 degrees. Everyone's dripping sweat. The lawyer's sweaty. The kid's sweaty. Fuck. Turn a fan on.
They're glistening. It's not just sweat. Like, they are glistening.
Lots of baby oil going on there, I think.
And there's a scene where, I don't remember where it's at, but Sylvester wins, and they raise his arm, and he's got not a single hair in his armpit. Like, he is manscaping before manscaping was a thing. Like, he is as smooth as a baby's bottom.
I did not notice that.
When you're trying to go over the top, you don't want any resistance in the pits.
Oh, friction.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha. Physics,
'cause
science.
Yeah, because if your deodorant is a little sticky and you're going like starts pulling the hair and you can't quite, Yeah, I get it.
Oh, okay. I'm with you.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyway.
Oh.
And what did you think about the little punks in the restaurant that Sylvester Stallone makes Michael arm wrestle? What'd you think about that scene?
So so my wife watched it with me, and it's amazing how, like, in Hollywood, they can look at like a casting and like, that kid is an asshole. Like, he's the perfect kid to play an asshole. They found him. And but plus he's what's the kid's name? Sylvester's kid?
Michael.
Ugly crier. Ugly crier. Because as soon as he loses, he's just like, ah, like, runs outside.
That's how they breed them at military school. First time you lose, you throw a big giant baby fit and you cry your face off, you little brat. You did that on purpose. You want to humiliate me. Michael, why would I want you? I love you. You gotta believe, Michael. You gotta believe. You gotta do it.
The little quote he says is, grandfather always said you were a loser. Now you're trying to make me one, and I hate you for it. I'm like, man, fuck you little shit.
Robert Loggia
in his head.
That's right.
Robert Loggia. Robert Loggia.
Oh.
Robert Loggia.
Kid also says, you're just simply on a different social scale. And you don't read much. Like, man, this kid is just a fucking brat. He makes me root for Sylvester Stallone at the beginning there.
When did he say that? Who did he say that?
When he first gets he picks him up from school, and he's like driving him away, and the kid's just sitting there just saying shitty comment after shitty comment, like, I bet the average trucker has an IQ close to a 14-year-old, and I'm 15. And Sylvester Stallone's like, all right, Michael, I didn't know you were a genius. So he stops the truck, and then, like, makes him drive. He's like,
that's right.
Drive the truck then, all right? So, but the kid's just saying, like, the shittiest things to him. Like, damn, man.
I forgot about that part. I remember him driving the truck. I don't remember him talking about the genius and stuff like that.
Well, and I'm not a trucker. I've never driven a truck, but I know there's no way that little shit was able to drive that truck.
Oh no,
there's no possible way, unless it's like a normal stick shift, which it's not because it's a big semi. It's got 80,000 gears.
Don't they have like a double clutch too on the bigger ones?
Probably. I don't know, but
exactly.
I'm not an arm wrestler or a trucker. I guess Michael's a better man than all of us. But the other thing that got me about that scene with the arm wrestling thing is Michael saw his dad arm wrestle once.
Yep.
Only one time.
Mm-hmm.
And even when they're out in the parking lot after he has his little baby fit, after he loses the first one, he just kind of shows him some basic arm wrestling stuff. He never shows them the over the top with the fingers. He never shows them that. Yet when Michael goes and wrestles the punk the second time, he's like, and he does like, you were never taught that. So you're, but I guess you're a natural. So it's a natural thing if you're an arm wrestler to go. Come on, Sly. Not buying it. So, yeah. And then that's Michael gets stolen right after that, too, right?
What'd you say?
Yeah.
That's like the scene right after that. It's the same gas station. That's where Michael gets kidnapped.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was,
He's screaming in the car, "Come on, Dad! Come on! Get him, Dad!" You know, like,
they always do that in the movies. It's like you're in a completely different car. Come on, get him! Come on!
go over the top.
The kid bawls his flipping eyes out when he loses to a punk arm wrestling for the very first time in his life. Kidnapped, not a tear. Not a single tear. Give me a break. Come on.
Well, the kid has a whole range of, like, throughout the whole movie, at like 1 minute, I don't want anything to do with this guy. Next minute, we're best friends. I love you, Dad. And then the next minute, it's like, I don't know, Dad. I'm suspicious. I'm going to stay with Grandpa. Like, he cannot make up his mind if he likes them, if they're cool. Like, I don't know.
Well, I'm sure at Grandpa's he lives a life like the kid from The Toy with Richard Pryor. He's got every possible thing he could ever want. You know, with Dad, it's eating steak and fries, living out of a semi truck.
You can use my shoulder as a pillow.
That was creepy. I'm not. Come on. And the kid's like, no. He's like, no, really, you could do it. It's like, I'm good.
But then when they wake up, isn't Sylvester Stallone leaned all the way over?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's using Michael as a pillow.
Yeah.
Come on.
Then-
Weird.
There's the sunrise workout scene that is probably less masculine than the Top Gun volleyball scene. Like probably adjacent to that.
Hey, watch it. Watch it. Start talking bad about Top Gun. Top Gun never did anything to you.
Yeah,
Right.
he did pick up a Brute trailer at some point and then dropped it off. But you don't see him pick it up. You don't see it drop it off. But he does carry a Brute trailer with him at some point.
He picked it up at the first truck stop.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, when he pulled in there, he says, whatever that guy's name, hey, Jimmy, you hook it up for me? He's like, yeah, Hawk, I got you, man. And that's where he got that.
All right.
Yeah. Because I had thought that too. I'm like, where'd you pick that up, bro? And then I went and kind of rewound and I saw that part where he goes, hey, you hook it up for me? And he's like, yeah.
But before we get too into the woods of this movie, is it just me, or are you guys really confused at the relationship between Sylvester Stallone and is it his wife or ex-wife? Like, they act like they love each other, but they're like separated. But why? Is it so he could drive his trucks? Does he love driving the trucks more than his wife? Like, what did I miss something, or what the fuck is going on?
I think Robert Loggia deals in some unsavory businesses. And I think he wanted Sylvester Stallone characters to work with him or for him, or he did work with him or for him. But then Sylvester Stallone's like, I got a kid now. I can't do that. And I think that might have been what it was. Or
is that why he's got Terry Funk as a bodyguard?
Could be.
Well, he said something. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I would say he said something in the presidential suite where he's like, "You were always getting in the way with their relationship," but it's still confusing because it's like, well, you love her still. Clearly, you clearly love Michael. You've been writing him for years, but there is this weird, like, no attempt to do anything outside of maybe the occasional letter or call. Like, it's kind of lopsided.
Like, okay, yeah, Robert Loggia intercepted those letters, but like you're saying, like, that's it? Then you're like, it's like the phone calls in Home Alone. Like, you make 2 phone calls and go, nothing else I could do. Like, I sent 5 letters in the last 7 years.
Yeah.
I think his mom actually had those letters because he was looking at his mom's stuff for stuff. So I think she knew that whatever was going on between Robert Loggia and her and Sylvester Stallone, that he wasn't going to be welcome back. So she didn't want there to be some sort of attachment there with the kid. You know, because
she's the bitch then because she like rigged this whole thing.
Well, I think she just rigged the part of it's kind of like a better if this is movies, granted. It's better if the father leaves and you don't know he's around rather than know he's there and he can't come see you type of thing. It was almost like a catch-22. It's like if he never shows up and never writes, he's a prick. But if he is around and you have contact with him, but he can't show up, he's still a prick. She should have just said he was dead.
And that's all valid. But then it's kind of like, well, what's the point now? Because you've come out and you said, well, actually, I was just holding all that stuff from you. He's totally cool. He's fine. Your grandpa's actually the douchebag. Oh, by the way, I'm dying. So it's either dad or grandpa, and grandpa sucks. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's kind of a weird, like, why even go through all that trouble? Movies.
She knows she's dying. You know, you just can't go on LegalZoom.com and fucking type out a will.
Well, and I think she also wanted, some sort of attachment, so she didn't have to ever really totally say goodbye to this.
Oh.
I'm pointing at a picture of Sylvester Stallone's sweaty, muscly body.
And this is 80s Sylvester Stallone. He could have had anybody, and she's nothing to like brag about. She's no
like
trophy.
Adrian and Rod. I mean, Sylvester Stallone's character didn't always end up with
Well, but she's also days away from dying, so probably not looking her best.
No, that was her A game.
That came up in one of our discussions watching it. But like, there's other stuff like those teeth. Those teeth aren't dying. Like those teeth have been messed up for years. Like she had a problem.
Drugs are bad, man.
I have a note about the teeth.
You do?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
I agree. Those teeth didn't happen on the deathbed.
You guys are cold-blooded. Cold. All right, so do we just want to jump now to the arm wrestling competition?
Yeah, because this it's two different movies. Like the first 2/3 is like a crappy truck movie, and I hated it. And then they get to the arm wrestling tournament, and then it gets fucking really entertaining for a little bit. And you're like, fuck, why ruin it with the truck stuff? Why couldn't this just been an arm wrestling guy trying to get his son back by arm wrestling and fuck the truck?
Yeah, leave the Robert Loggia stuff out of it. It's a mom who didn't like the husband being a trucker, and he couldn't say no to the trucker life.
Yeah.
So you guys separated. Boom, you cut out all that other shit. And we just have Sylvester Stallone and his son traveling from truck stop to truck stop, doing random arm wrestling competitions until we get to the big show.
Yes. That's a movie. No, that's a movie.
By the way, armpit hair. Okay.
You can't go over the top.
No,
I can't
go over the top. Too much friction.
Can't. Nope, too much friction. Hairs get all knotted and stuff. So now he's in Las Vegas. It's the trucker arm wrestling world championship where you win a brand new. Isn't the truck even called some sort of hawk type of something? But it's got a picture of a picture of a hawk on it or an eagle. So
is it like a big Volvo or something?
Maybe it was. But I want to say it had white in the name of it.
I don't know. I'll look it up.
And then I want to say like $50,000, $75,000, or $100,000, something like that. You want a bunch of money too.
And then he put a bet on himself on top of the money, on top of the truck.
Yeah.
He bet on himself.
He sold his old dirty truck for $7,500.
Yep.
Now this dumb question. I don't gamble. I never have. Are you allowed to bet on yourself and stuff like that? I thought that was frowned upon, to bet on yourself.
If you're betting to win, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because if you bet yourself to lose, then you can lose on purpose.
Okay, fair enough.
But if you're betting yourself to win.
Okay. Dumb question for the show. Sorry.
No, I don't think it was. I'll let you know if you ask a dumb question.
I didn't know.
Coming up.
That was my favorite part of the movie is when all those guys had like the little talking heads in front of the truck or the backdrop, and I think that was like the best part of the movie. And it's like, again, I'm like, what? That should be the movie, those guys are amazing.
Yeah. More arm wrestling little clips and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What other moves are there? Yeah, okay, Sylvester Stallone likes to over the top. What are some other moves? Get me involved, you know?
Yeah. There's the thumb sucker. There's the reach around. There's the spit on it. I don't know.
Oh.
Brett Williams,
Yeah.
who knows?
It's all that kind of stuff. So I mean, and then of course, as you could predict, of course, he makes it to the finals against Bull, the big guy that wants to arm wrestle him in the first truck stop where he wrestles the Sid Vicious looking guy. He's like, "Come on, man, let's do this." He's like, "Let's wait for Las Vegas. Let's wait for Vegas." So, but there's no way. Because I know lots of times from watching arm wrestling before, size doesn't always matter with arm wrestling. There is a lot of technique to it, which is why Sylvester's over the top and being able to control somebody's wrist and get them to do this takes all their power away. So if you can get them to do that, you're going to win. So, but I don't think there's any way in real life Sylvester Stallone type of guy beats the Bull type of guy. So as you can guess again, Sylvester Stallone, he wins. He loses the first part of because it's best 2 out of 3. He loses the first one and then wins the next 2. Isn't that what it is?
Yeah. His arm slips out because it's so sweaty, and then they have to strap their wrists together for the rest of it.
Yeah. So Sylvester Stallone wins the whole thing. He wins the truck. He wins the money. He doesn't get the girl because she died.
She gone.
So yeah. So I think that's pretty much it, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not a long movie, and we kind of covered everything. There's not a lot to cover.
The interesting stuff is only like 20, 25 minutes, and then the rest of it's just boring crap,
Yeah, I mean, because we talked about how the arm wrestling part's like our favorite part, but there's not much to talk about because it's just a bunch of guys arm wrestling, eating cigars, drinking motor oil, making crazy faces, smelling like smoke and sweat and sex.
That one guy looked like a thumb. I hope I can find a picture of it and put it up on the YouTube. All they cut to this guy screaming, and he looks like a fucking thumb. I'm like, oh, that's my spirit animal right there.
All right. Well, I think we can go ahead and rate this movie now.
Yep.
Over the top buttholes. Let's see.
Sweaty, glistening ones.
Probably smell like sex.
Oh.
So, for the macho factor of if you're a guy that's like fucking macho and you're willing to see this movie because you want to see macho guys do macho things, you're gonna give it a pretty good score. But I'm at 2 buttholes.
Oh,
damn!
Wait,
wow!
No,
you're putting this up there with you gave Home Alone like 1.5
because the least is worse.
No, at least is good.
At least is
no.
better. More buttholes are worse. You want to be the
Why can't I figure this out?
It does change every time.
Done like 20 of these fucking things.
The canon has been true the entire time.
Okay, then here's how many buttholes it gets. It gets a butthole for every arm wrestler.
All right.
Oh.
It gets a butthole for
Robert Loggia.
It gets a butthole for every single one of that wife's janky teeth.
That's a lot of buttholes.
That's a ton.
Wow,
I know hated this movie.
Okay, 10. 10 buttholes.
I'm giving it 8 of the sweatiest buttholes you could possibly imagine. There's so much sweat on those 8 buttholes. It's just
And that's why they smell a certain way.
I'll go with 9. I'll go in the middle. I didn't hate it to the full 10, but It's no good.
If you cut out the
Robert Loggia
stuff and the mother dying stuff, well, then it's an excellent movie. It's an excellent 80s movie. Because you're expecting that
those
acting...
things with the more arm wrestling stuff.
Right. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like that should have been like most of it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then you got a good 1980s movie. Would have been one of Sylvester Stallone's best,
Every trucker would have put one of those. How many? Did you think it started a craze of truckers putting those like things in their like trucks, so they could arm wrestle as they get swole as they drive?
Oh.
Here's what I'm wondering. There has to be some sort of truth to that whole story. Like, is there a secret underground world of trucker arm wrestlers that go around from truck stop to truck stop, and as soon as they walk in the door, I want you. You've been ducking me since Albuquerque. Let's go. Guy's like, I'm just trying to eat my steak, man. Let's go. I got a haul. I got a big rig. I got 18 wheels out there. I got a haul to Tallahassee. I don't have time to this. It's like, oh, you're ducking me again, you pussy. No, man, I just got a haul. I got to drive truck. What do you want me to do?
It could have been like, it could have been a true story, but the studio execs is like, how can we get a kid in this movie? A wise cracking youth to pick apart Sylvester Stallone and his street smarts, and I don't know.
Yeah. Little punk. Did anybody I googled that actor, that kid actor.
Yeah.
He ended up being funny looking as hell. Like his head got super square. Like he's like, this part is still that stupid baby face. And then the rest of his head grew around it. Like, what happened, bud? He only acted in a couple things, but more over the top. He most young child voices you heard in cartoons and shit, that kid did.
Oh.
Like, you'd be surprised if you look at IMDb how many voice acting things he did as little kids and things. Like, God, I want to say there was Transformers in there. There was a lot of that type of stuff back then. I was like, whoa, crazy.
Oh, yeah, he is weird looking. Holy cow.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah, he became kind of weird looking.
Weird.
So, all right. Well, I think that wraps up this episode of What Is This Blank Podcast. As I said in the beginning, we're on the YouTubes now, so go check us out there. We're blowing up over there. Make sure you subscribe. Share the videos with your friends and family. We're putting teasers up there and full episodes, not necessarily in order of how we're doing them now, because we're trying to give you different sorts of content here and there, and we're going to come from here and there. It's content. And then we got Instagram, we got the Twitter, Facebook, we got now TikTok. Again, just short videos on TikTok, so just clips here and there. So check us out. Just search What Is This Blank on all those. You can listen to us on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. There's a whole bunch of other podcast listening sites you can find us on. Go check us out, share it, do all that kind of stuff. That'd be awesome. Any parting words, boys?
Yeah, over the top,
You could use me as a pillow.
Come on.
Hey.
No, really. Fucking do it.
Lay your head anywhere you want.
That's what my home.
I get hitchhikers. I gotta go down. Go down there. Go down there. Some of these ladies that walk. Anyways, no. Okay. All right, everybody. See you next time. Bye.
Robert Loggia.